Hi, and good morning. Thank you for coming to join me on the very first episode of Coffee and Cleavage. My name is Miss Lux, and I am super excited and super nervous to do all of this. Um, I want to start off by thanking everybody that supported me and pushed me to be amazing and great and to finally step outside my bubble and do something a little different. Um, I'm going to try not to do too many ums. Just to let you know, I hate public speaking. I am great one on one, but not so much when I know there'll be other people looking at things. So bear with me. Definitely bear with me. Um, So I'm going to start off by just telling you a little bit about me, about my journey, um, and then kind of go into why I wanted to do the podcast. Just a little intro, nothing fancy. Um, let's see, I've been in the lifestyle for about 5 years. Um, when I started out, I didn't know that I was starting out, if that makes sense. It wasn't really a consensual thing. I just kind of went with the flow in a relationship and made my way over here to this dark side that we have going on. Um, and after I left that relationship, I think I was gone for about a year or two, and I ventured back over. My journey really started on FetLife. Um, I came in and I was really trying to figure out where I fit in. As I maneuvered through FetLife, as I viewed all of the different content on the site, I realized that I didn't really fit in. Um, I'm heavy on the demisexual, so um, the things that get normal people going doesn't really do much for me. And so I struggled for a little while. There were a few times where I had even thought about kind of stepping away from everything because I just didn't feel like anything fit. I didn't fit in anywhere. Um, I felt dominant, but I didn't feel like I fit the mold for the role of dominance as it is often shown. So I was really stuck for a little bit, really confused, very lost. And my first goal was to try and find online community. And I had a friend, and he told me, he was a real dork like. He was like, if you build it, they'll come. And I was like, what are you talking about? Um, and he was like, just be you, just be authentically everything that you are, and you will attract people that are like you. And I was like, okay. And, took a couple of pictures, realized that showing everything that everybody else was showing wasn't really for me, and decided to um, do a segment called Coffee and Cleavage. And I would, because I'm always drinking coffee. If you follow me on any social media platform, you know coffee is my thing in the morning, wine is my thing in the evening. Um, and so I was drinking coffee and I had on like this kind of low cut shirt. And I was talking to somebody, like I was video chatting, and I was like, this is a really nice picture. And I was like, ooh. And the wheel started turning. And when I would post those pictures, I would post the picture, but it would always be something inspirational up underneath it, or something that I learned, or um, sharing a little piece about me or my growth or my journey. And I actually accumulated a lot of my followers from doing it that way. Um, and I was super surprised by how many people really enjoyed that content, especially for it to be as vanilla, in comparisons to everybody else. And so as I started building my online community, I realized that I was really, 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 really wanting to get out and touch some grass, as I like to say. Um, and so my first experience at a munch um, wasn't the best experience. um, I almost decided to not try again. Like, it was just super uncomfortable. There wasn't anybody that looked like me, so we'll put that out there. And it was just really awkward. Um, and I didn't feel like I belonged there either. And so I stepped back for a minute, and I got an invite to go to a CTX Dark Side event. And I was like, I'm gonna go, but I'm super scared. But what am I supposed to wear? And so completely over the top, I go in and I have like this really cute outfit on, makeup's done, my hair's retwisted. I'm doing all these things, and I got there and I was completely overdressed. I was completely overdressed. Um, and everybody was so casual, and everybody was so nice, though. Everybody was so welcoming, and I didn't feel so out of place. I didn't feel so alone. And I was able to like view everything in real time. I was able to see dynamics actually in spaces, and in just how things worked out in public. And I was intrigued. um I got to meet an amazing, amazing, amazing POC, um female dominant, and watching her interact, watching how she moved, how she walked around, and she was just complimenting people. And she was phenomenal. I'm not going to drop any names, but I still think she's super dope. Um, and seeing all of that, it resonated with me because, once again, if you follow me on any of my platforms, um, can I read people to filth? Of course. Will I do it if I have to? Of course. But I really do enjoy and love being able to speak life into people. Like, I absolutely love that. Like, being able to see people grow and tell them how amazing they are, and just all of it. This is just really what I like to do. And so seeing another woman dominant that wasn't like, get on your knees and all, not saying that there's anything wrong with that, it's just not for me. um it was nice. um and being around people that seem to truly be interested in getting to know me as a person. And I'll tell people any day, I've been super lucky with who I got to call my family. Um, and my growth has been tenfold since being accepted into such an amazing group of people. Um, I now run a local munch. I take over next month. Well, this month, it's February. Don't judge me. But I take over and I get to continue with my vision um, and bring peace and family and friends and community um, to other people. And that's super duper important to me. I also wanted to start this podcast because I know that there's other people out there that were like me or that are like me that are just trying to find their way. And it's scary when you're not feeling like you belong or you're questioning whether you're looking at things right or where you should be going to learn things. Everything is so hypersexual. And that is why Coffee and Cleavage does more on my goal is just to share my journey as I go through my journey, but also answer questions, do some educational pieces to talk about just help people learn because, you know, safety and knowledge is sexy. There's nothing sexier than being knowledgeable and being able to go in and feel secure and safe in a space, not because you're depending on other people to make you feel secure and safe, but because you know that your knowledge brings you safety. You know what to look out for, you know what um not to fall for, just all of the things. Um I really do enjoy educating. Um I enjoy sharing my knowledge. I enjoy community. And I think that another goal for me in all of this as I get involved in leather, because I'm leather, finding out that I'm leather and walking in that journey and in that truth. I realized that a lot of people don't understand that BDSM is just an umbrella and there's so many subsections up underneath it. And I think that I felt lost because I didn't understand where I was supposed to be. Um, there's nothing wrong with the other subsections, be it swinging, being kinky, or being a top or a bottom, and just wanting to focus on scenes. And, hey, sometimes you just want to do a good scene on a Saturday night, and then boop, you leave all of that there and you go back to your regular life. Um, there's nothing wrong with that, but it is really important for you to understand where you belong so you can find community in those spaces where you feel like you belong. And sorry, I know you hear me doing this. I have a habit, so let me put this down. um and so I definitely want to touch more on that as we go into it, and understanding that you're going to grow, you're going to evolve, um, as you go on your journey. I'm not the same person that I was 2 years ago. When I started off, I didn't want to do any type of degradation. What do you mean? Hitting people? That is abuse. Absolutely not. And now I will definitely beat somebody's ass. Happily. Happily. Um, I realized that I'm not into the normal humiliation and degradation. I don't want to call you horrible names um, and tell you that you're a bad person. But I'm that person that's like, oh, we're talking bad about ourselves. All right. So now you have to call me every morning and tell me 10 amazing things about yourself. For some people, that's humiliating for them, right? And that kind of feeds their need for humiliation. Whereas for me, their discomfort feeds my sadism, which I didn't know that I was until I knew that I was. And I'm sharing all of this just to say growth and learning and figuring out how this works for you and being able to say, hey, this doesn't work for me, or I don't like this, or this is a hard no for me. And I'm not just talking about just the intimate aspects of it, because BDSM is and kink is more than just sexual acts. And I think that a lot of that gets lost in translation, and it's really important for us as we're going on our journey to understand that as well. Um, I feel like I lost where I was going, and that happens because squirrel. Um, but I really want to also have a space where people online can learn and feel more secure um, in order to be able to get out eventually and touch grass too, because it's scary. It can be very scary. It can be very intimidating. And so, I want people to want to get into things like that, to want to be able to experience what it is to go to a big conference. Big conferences can be so scary. I know I was petrified my first time going. A lot of people don't talk about that because, it may not be dominant enough, or, but I don't really fit into the domly dom category, and I don't plan on it. I am myself. Um, but I want to see people get out and get from behind the computers and be able to um, find in person family as well. But until you guys feel safe enough to do that, I want to make sure that I create a space that allows you guys to grow and flourish. I know that in March, um, Uncensored, which is uh, a project that myself and others are working on, will be facilitating a book club. Um, Still trying to decide on the books that we'll be reading over the next year. The goal is to do monthly books and a Zoom every 2 weeks to discuss what we are reading. My goal is to come up with think pieces and questions that someone can ask themselves as they're reading the book. And then us coming in and maybe discussing it together, because everybody is going to consume differently and get something different from each reading. And so it's great to come together and actually have a discussion about what was taken from the reading. Because maybe it'll resonate differently with somebody, and being able to share that. So I will be doing that. So I'm trying to think podcasts, um, book club, munches. Um, I'll be trying to eventually put together demo nights. I don't know everything. I'm still new, but I know people that know people that know people. So I love the idea of a demo night for different things. Some of them will be private, but some of them I may share, with consent, of course, for learning purposes. Um, what else? I think that is all that I have on my plate. I really feel like I'm forgetting something. I probably am. I have been doing so much lately. And so, like I said, I just want to take you guys on this journey with me. And oh, that's what I forgot. I will eventually start streaming on Twitch as well. I want to start um, a kinky streaming um, thing with myself and my partner, since we're both gamers. And I want to eventually stream communication with those that follow me, so we could have one-on-one talks. Well, not one-on-one because it'll be people there. It'll be a group of people there, but I want to allow space for conversations and communication can actually be had real time. Um, so there's a lot more to come. So hopefully you guys will follow me on this journey that I'm going on. Um, I think that it'll be a fun journey. Um, I'll say that I, if you're looking for something well polished and well put together, that's not me. And I don't think that my podcast will ever be that because it's not who I am. And I want to make sure that as I am sharing all of this with you guys, I'm giving you my authentic self, flaws and all. I tend to be pretty transparent and honest and straightforward. Uh, so I'm looking forward to this journey. I'm looking forward to more podcasts. The next one, which is I'm going to do it weekly, every Thursday, as long as life don't start life, and I'll do it every Thursday. And the next one will be Kink 101. So once again, thank you so much for coming in, tuning in, and listening to me talk for 30 minutes. I appreciate it. And hopefully, I will see you on the next podcast. Thanks.